Morning children, welcome to today's video session of Standard 10th English 3rd Unit, Empowered Woman Navigating the World. A famous proverb, when you educate a man, you educate the individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate the whole world. Here 6 crew members are going to share their real life experience, how they navigated the world. Shall we listen their experience?
Unit 3 Empowered Woman Navigating the World. What is woman empowerment? Empowerment includes the action of raising the status of women through education, raising awareness, literacy, and training. Women's empowerment is all about equipping and allowing women to make life-determining decisions through the different problems in society. In olden days, women suffered from discrimination, unequal pay, lack of access to good job and lack of advancement. Gone are the days where women in India remain indoors unless permitted to go out with an escort. Conditions today have changed thanks to all those women who have fought for their freedom and set a very good example for others. The real power of women, though realized earlier, is currently being projected to the world by the advancement of technology and media. Here are a few eminent women personalities of the world. Mother Teresa, the founder of the Order of the Missionaries of Charity, a Roman Catholic congregation of women, dedicated her life to helping the poor. Sakshi Malik was born on September 3, 1992. Is an Indian wrestler who has won a bronze medal in the 52 kg category at the 2016 Rio Summer Olympics. She has become the first female Indian wrestler who has bagged a medal at the Olympics. Malala, the daughter of candid social activist and educator, Malala was an understanding student. Her father, who established and administered Kushal Girls High School and College in the city of Mingora, where she was educated, encouraged her to follow his path. Aung San Suu Kyi, also called Da Aung San Suu Kyi, was born on June 19, 1945, Rangoon, Burma. She was a politician and opposition leader of Myanmar, daughter of Aung San and King K, and winner of the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1991. So, women occupy almost all major positions in society. Currently, women accomplishments are tremendous in many fields. One such achievement is the All Indian Women Navy crew who circumnavigated, that is, traveled all the way around the world for 254 days all alone in a sailboat called INSV Tarini. What is INSV Tarini? INSV stands for Indian Naval Ship Vessel. Tara, that is Tarini, is the patron deity for sailors and is worshipped for safety and success at sea. INSV Tarini is the second sailboat of the Indian Navy, the first being the INSV Madev. It is a 55-foot sailing vessel built indigenously in India by MS Aquarius Shipyard Private Limited, located in Goa. After undergoing extensive sea trial, she was commissioned to the Indian Navy service on 18 February 2017. The boat was named after the famous Tara Tarini temple in Kanjan district of Odisha. The word Tarini means boat, and in Sanskrit it means savior. INSV Tarini has advanced ray marine navigation suite and an array of satellite communication systems for perfect navigation anywhere in world. Navika Saga Parikrama was a project undertaken in consonance means agreement with a national policy to empower women to attain their full potential. The project is considered essential towards promoting ocean sailing activities in the Navy while depicting Government of India thrust for Nari Shakti, that is woman power, said the Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Sunil Lanba in his welcome speech. The voyage was aimed to showcase Make in India initiative by sailing on board indigenously built INSV Tarini. The special feature of this sailboat is that it encouraged use of environment-friendly, non-conventional renewable energy resources such as the wind. Collected and updated meteorological, ocean and wave data on regular basis for accurate weather forecast by India Meteorological Department, that is IMD, and also collected data for monitoring marine population on high seas. Indian Navy 6 women crew. You want to know who are they? Yes. Indian Navy's all-women crew was the first ever to circumnavigate the globe, skippered by Lieutenant Commander Vatika Joshi. The all-women team has also Lieutenant Commander Pratibha Janwal, Lieutenant Commander Swati Patrapalli, Lieutenant Aishwarya Podapatti, Lieutenant Sri Vijaya Devi and Lieutenant Payal Gupta as its crew member. The crew started their voyage on 10 September 2017 from Goa, flagged off by the Defence Minister of India. It was a historic day which would be marked in navigation, history and globally. It covered the expedition in 5 legs with stopover at 4 ports: Fremantle, Australia; Lyttelton, New Zealand; Port Stanley, the Falklands and Cape Town, South Africa, for replenishment, operation and repair as necessary before returning to Goa in April 2018. They went around the globe within 254 days and reached Goa port on 21st May 2018. The 6-member women crew broke many stereotypes during their record-setting sail. The first Indian solar circumnavigation was undertaken by Captain Dilip Dondi, SC, retired from August 19, 2009 to May 19, 2010 on board another Indian-built vessel INSV Mahadev. The first Indian non-stop solar circumnavigation was undertaken by Commander Abhilash Tommy KC from November 1, 2012 to March 31, 2013. Let's see the interview with the crew members. India's all-women Navy crew who went around the world in 254 days have shared their experience about their great voyage in an interview. Through their personal experiences, we really come to know their hardships and unpredictable challenges they have faced all through their expedition. The first question by the interviewer to Vatika Joshi was, "How well were you acquainted with the sailboat before you took up the task?" Vatika Joshi replied, "None of us was acquainted with a sailboat or ocean-going boat. None of us had sailed before, nor our women's office allowed entry in compact platforms as yet. At first it was difficult to take the boat out to sea from one point to another, but we slowly built upon it through 3 years of training." Second question. Can you tell us about the training you had undergone before this expedition? Vatika Joshi replied, "We started with some theoretical courses on navigation, communication and weather prediction. Classroom courses are different from sailing outside. So we were given hands-on training like how to repair things, and how to deal with emergencies when the weather gets rough, if there is a medical emergency, and training was needed in tactical aspects as well. Aishwarya's reply was, we underwent our basic sail training courses in Mumbai at the Indian Naval Watermanship Training Center, that is INWTC, and at various schools in the Southern Naval Base in Kochi. We even sailed on INSV Made to Mauritius in 2016 and 17 and back, and also to Cape Town in December 2016. We were trained for almost 3 years to prepare for the voyage. Since the boat was old, it had minor leaks and repairs. Also, we ran out of water and food soon. So the trip was tutorial for us on how to manage food, water, and even electricity during the big voyage. The third question by the interviewer was, what was the selection process? Aishwarya replied, out of 30 women who had applied, 6 of us were shortlisted. Based on the little survival skill we showcased, the crew was mentored by Commander Dilip Dondi, but after I was told about the flare-ups at sea, I even had second thought about joining the team. Next question by the interviewer. How did your family members react when you told them about the expedition? Vatika Joshi replied, our families did have a hard time, but that was because most of them had never ever seen the sea. 4 of us are from mountains. The first time my parents saw the ocean was when I invited them to visit. But once they saw that we were doing well and looking after ourselves, they were quite supportive. They were apprehensive and supportive too. Next question by the interviewer. What were your aims and how did you work to achieve them? Vashika Joshi replied, I wanted to make sure that I complete this journey with ultimate honesty. I did not set out for a destination. It was a journey that mattered to me the most. So my contention was to make sure that we go by the rules of circumnavigation, which say that you don't have to use any auxiliary means of repulsion and you don't have to take anybody else's assistance. I grasped that completely. Next question by the interviewer. Name that one quality of yours that enabled you to complete this expedition successfully. Vatika Joshi replied, whenever the winds dropped, it would not have taken me even a fraction of a second to switch on the engine and say let go on miles ahead. But inside of me something spoke me and said that you have to be honest with yourself and this expedition has to be done with honesty. I am glad that we were able to finish it successfully without the use of the engine at all. Next question by the interviewer. As a head of the crew, how did you involve the team? Vashika Joshi replied, we have all sailed and trained the same amount and everybody has their own way of dealing with situations. But that was a good thing. In fact, I had say it was easier for us to collaborate and work together. Payal Gupta replied, when you are out at sea, teamwork is most important in the middle of the crisis. Even during the storm, when 3 people would be out on watch, the other 3 who would be inside would not be able to rest. Somebody would heat the water, the other person would heat the gloves because it was raining also. So team effort actually helped in navigating through the 20 hours long storm. I feel that if I had been alone, that it would have been a nightmare to deal with the challenges that the sea throws at you. Next question by the interviewer. Share your experience about the most challenging task while sailing. Varshika Joshi replied, the sea can get really tough when winds are picking up. Those are the times we have to be active and need to be anticipate that would be there ahead. In the South Pacific, we encountered a storm where the seas were almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were picking up to 60 to 70 knots, which is about a hurricane force of wind on land. It is normal on sea where there is hardly any landmass to stop the wind. It was also a blissful experience when sailing broke down, and after a lot of hard work and effort, we were able to fix it together. We will remember these incidents as well because it gave us strength to move on, and if something went bad, we were able to overcome those challenges. Next question by the interviewer. How adventurous was your trip? Vartika Joshi replied, when we were crossing the Tasman Sea, we witnessed a brilliant southern light from sea. It was rare to watch that in those months, that too from sea. We were absolutely awestruck as we were not expecting it to see the entire sky lit up in green light. There was bioluminescent sea, dolphins swimming in the wake of the boat like our neighbors, and a variety of sea creatures. We spotted a dead sperm whale once and we thought it was an island from a distance. It was so huge. We are not specialists, so whenever we spotted something in the sea, we had to Google it to learn more about the species. Next question to Swati by the interviewer. How did your crew spend time deep in the sea? Swati replied, during circumnavigation, we picked up some hobbies and kept posting pictures on delicacies like golgabas and cakes. We also read books when the weather was pleasant and did some quilling and craft work. While team leader Joshi read comics and the Ramayana during her journey, I loved cooking as well, so I indulged in baking. I also like crafting a lot, so I used to make lampshades. I loved it when people appreciate the food that I cook, so I gave my crew members the best dishes that was possible on land with the limited resources that we had on board. Varshika Joshi replied, 6 is a great number. We were always entertained. We watched movies, listened to music. You won't believe sometimes of the goodies the crew rusted up in our tiny pantry. Even while sailing in rough seas, we made parathas, baked cakes and breads, and even made halwa and rasgullas. We celebrated festival at sea when we think about it now on land. We remember the Diwali we spent at sea. We celebrated 3 birthdays including the first birthday of the boat, also specific occasions like crossing the equator, the international dateline and such. Next question by the interviewer. What motivated you to fulfill the country's expeditions? Swati replied, we knew that the entire country was watching us and praying for us. So we never wanted them to have a single day thinking that we are in trouble. We knew that it is going to happen, but the people out there did not know what kind of challenges we were facing. So one of the motives that we kept in mind was that we did not want to frighten them. We decided that once the circumnavigating was over, we are going to show what we have actually gone through. Next question by the interviewer. As a woman, How would you consider this expedition? Vashika Joshi replied, "It is a matter of great honor, and we could not have imagined anything better for our cast-off. Of course, we being an all-woman team, it's a great boost to women in the country. But as we are going as sailors, and we as sailors have seen that the sea does not discriminate between genders. It is always gender neutral, and we have realized that gender does not play a role in sailing, but to boost the morale in the countries and for more women to take in adventures like sailing. I feel it is great that all-woman team had been formed to undergo this expedition." Let's move on to textbook exercise.